Well, everyone, good news. The Dodge Dakota truck is complete and done. After replacing those transmission hoses to the radiator, the rest was just a piece of cake. What I did with the transmission hoses is I cut that end off. I showed you in the other video. I cut that end off and I took some new hose and I butt connected it to the old hose. So there's an old hose and a new hose together. And it's connected to the radiator with a couple clamps, and so far so good, it doesn't leak. I did both sides because if you do one side you'll have problems with the other side. And yeah, I had to replace the radiator hoses too. I replaced the bottom one and the top one. The bottom one I had to cut the length because at the auto parts store they're made for different models, different lengths. So I had to cut the length that connects to the water pump, and it was a little bit of a pain in the neck, but I got it. And I test drove it. The cooling system builds up pressure really well. There's no leaks that I could find, and I put brand new antifreeze in it, of course, because that other shit was pretty scuzzy. And here's a tip for you: if you ever want to fill up a radiator and if you're looking for a proper funnel, just take a 2-liter bottle and like this, or you cut the bottom end off a 2-liter bottle of soda, and this end fits into your radiator like that, and you could fill your radiator up with the gallon bottle and you don't have to worry about spillage on each end. I taught myself that trick years ago, and yeah, I'm gonna go back to the Farm and Fleet tonight and get a spare bottle of antifreeze. To get a spare bottle of antifreeze to keep in the truck. But yeah, so far so good. There's no dripping on the ground. There's no dripping on the harmonic balancer. Yeah, I had to take the fan and the shroud at the same time and slip them on here, because to get the fan onto the shaft on this big of a gap is just not fun. So I had to hold the shroud and try to screw the fan on at the same time. The fan is held on by that large nut. It like screws itself onto the center of the water pump. But yeah, so far so good. No leaks that I could find. Yeah. And those transmission hoses, if I bought brand new ones, it would run me about 160 bucks. So I just rigged up the old ones to connect to the radiator, and that way I don't have to spend the money.